Turning now to your community focus, if you've been through East Providence lately, you may have noticed there are even more cameras monitoring your driving. So here to talk about that and what else is happening in the city, Mayor Bob DaSilva, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Kim.
So Mayor, you're very involved, you're very active on social media, which means I have no doubt you hear from people who have some mixed opinions on the amount of cameras now in East Providence. What is your pitch to people about why this is more than just, a revenue grab like some critics say?
It's about public safety. We get calls and complaints, even today, all the time, asking if we can put these cameras on areas that we can't put it in, because right now you can only put it in school districts. We've seen an impact in the way people drive. People are slowing down. The new cameras you're seeing going up are red light cameras. So we ask people to be very careful when driving through intersections. Make sure you come to a complete stop. If you're making a right-hand turn, you have to come to a complete stop before making that right-hand turn. So we just want to educate people on that, and hopefully our residents will pay attention. What we've found so far is that about 80% of the violators are out-of-town people. We try to educate people as much as possible, but regardless, you should know that you can't be speeding through a school zone and you can't be going through red lights.
In terms of when those cameras came online, I believe the school zone came online in 2021 and the red light cameras just as of this month, right?
Right. So we had two originally that came online some time back that's been operational, one on Broadway at Grosvenor and one at Broadway and Roger Williams. So those have been online for a while now. They're effective. They get people to slow down. But what's really effective too is we use these solar-powered signs that tell you how fast you're going. And that in conjunction with the red light cameras really gets people to pay attention. They see it and they're like, wait a minute, am I going to get a ticket if I go too fast? And it gets people to slow down.
And talking about the tickets, just quickly before we move on, because we have a lot of ground to cover, how much money have these generated so far?
It's generated quite an amount of money. I think about $5 million.
Wow.
And that's money that supports the operation of the city. It's going to go towards helping to build the Martin Middle School. That doesn't have to come from our taxpayers' property tax bill. So if you are driving to our community and you don't know to slow down near our schools by now, and you want to contribute to the tax rolls and to building things in our community, then go right ahead.
You'll take their money, yeah.
That's right.
I want to ask you, Mayor, about the South Key project. This is the big waterfront project. Now, the governor has put in another $25 million for it in his budget plan. But when Speaker Shekarchi was on Newsmakers recently with Tim White and I, he suggested there have been some materials issues, labor shortages. He had a little concern just about the cost outlook for that. What's your current understanding of where they are in the South Key project?
We're moving forward. There was always a plan to do 3 phases of construction: phase 1, 2, and 3. Phase 2 would require that additional $25 million. We've been trying to get a nonprofit board constituted that's going to operate this entity, this nonprofit South Key entity. Once that is in place, we have people chomping at the bit to sign a lease with us that will.
So there is demand.
There's demand. You're going to have money coming in, flowing in. As soon as we can get this board in place, sign a lease. And as soon as those RFPs get awarded for the offshore wind build-outs, we have people who want to come to East Providence.
Speaking about development, sorry to cut you off, Mayor, but I wanted to ask you about Metacom. What's going on with that property?
Well, I know that it was just before a subcommittee to go over the design review plan. It will be going to the full Waterfront District Commission. They'll be voting on the design guidelines, and once that's in place, I would expect that the developer would put a presentation forward. They haven't put a true presentation forward yet on what they want to do. But we do know that 50% of the property will be remaining as some type of open space, green space, buffer space, and things of that nature.
Do you think we'll see an activity there this year, or do you think we have a lot of approval stuff to go through still?
It's quite possible, but that's entirely up to the developer as quickly as they put their things through.
Here's something I thought was fascinating. When I posted last week on Facebook that they'd announced the new police chief in Providence, Oscar Perez, you wrote back, you replied on Facebook, you said you knew him well. Tell us just briefly how you know him.
That's how small Rhode Island is. Everyone knows somebody somehow. I went to middle school, Roger Williams Middle School in Providence with Oscar, and then to high school later on. So Oscar's always been a great kid. Even back then, I say kid because he's been the same age.
Say, not a kid.
He's not a kid, same age.
But we should tell viewers, you were a police officer yourself before you were mayor, so you know that world well.
25 years in the city of Pawtucket, but even throughout our professional careers, dealing with him, seeing him, and working with him, he's always been a consummate professional. And I think Providence is well served by Oscar Perez being their chief.
And Mayor, unfortunately we're out of time, but 15 seconds. New community centers in the works. What should people know?
On the 21st of this month, we'll be going before the the City Council with the whole presentation. There'll be a nice video fly through of what the community center is going to look like. People have twice voted wanting a community center, so we're excited about this becoming a reality here in our city.
All right, East Providence Mayor Bob DaSilva, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
And looking ahead to later this week when Providence Mayor Brett Smiley will join us live in studio. That's coming up on Wednesday right here on 12 News at 4.